North Coast News on KAEF Channel 23.
Now, where you live.
First, two Humboldt girls
even though my legs are sore, I walked with them.
Disappear from their mother's sight.
The possibility that my kids were found and alive.
What they endured while lost in the woods for hours.
Either the police officers or the fire department.
And that deadly stretch of roadway. What surprising statistics have hit the pavement of Highway 101 in Eureka.
Plus, after the storm comes the slides. What problematic places are slowly slipping away. North Coast News at 6 on ABC 23 starts now.
And I turned around and both my girls were gone.
Every parent's worst nightmare turns into a miracle for one Northern California family.
Yeah, two young girls found safe after being lost in the wilderness for 2 days.
We were there to witness their serious survival skills here in Humboldt and the tearful reunion. Sorry. The emotional reunion. A mother and father reunited with their daughters. Search and rescue teams finding Caroline and Leah Carrico alive and well. This more than 44 hours after they were last seen in southern Humboldt County. The sheriff's office pulling out all the stops.
I can show on the map where they've been.
Calling in the National Guard in a massive multi-agency search. At least 250 personnel responding.
You're looking at the elevation here, it's 1,600 feet. You worry about hypothermia.
Caroline and Leah have been found.
Around 10:30 Sunday morning, searchers finding the two little girls just under a mile and a half from their home in Benbow.
Hey, these guys get it.
Finally, around 8:30 Sunday morning, crews getting the clue they would need to bring these girls home. Boot tracks seen in an area near Richardson Grove State Park. That's where the sisters were found, huddled together under a bush. The girls telling first responders they were following a deer trail, getting lost. To survive, drinking fresh water from huckleberry leaves.
A positive outcome like this is just, again, absolutely amazing, and I can see it none other than a miracle.
My girls are found and alive.
In Humboldt County, I'm Nazy Javid reporting. Yeah, breaking tonight, we are hearing from the mother and those two little girls.
That's right. It's their first time on camera on an interview since they were rescued just yesterday here in Humboldt.
We gone over 6 miles.
Wow. Did you go around in circles or did you go in a...
Once.
Where'd you go, Law?
We went down this mountain to 5 metal posts, and we gone up this mountain behind a little creek, and we kept on going up that mountain, and then we took a right turn, and it led us to those 5 metal posts again, and that's when I realized we got in a circle. My sister cried the whole night, so I told her to think happy thoughts of our family, and I kept watch for most of the night.
Incredible story of survival. If you'd like to watch the entire interview with these two brave little girls, we've got that up right now for you on our Facebook page. Moving to Mendocino County now, where police suspect that graffiti found at a Ukiah business could be threatening a local school.
It's not good. Ukiah police say they're investigating that graffiti and working closely with the Ukiah Unified School District. They say the message appeared to be threatening to a local high school, but they wouldn't say which one.
The school district says they're confident schools are safe, but they're looking into the incident just as a precaution.
Well, back in Humboldt, Eureka police now carrying Narcan. The department says police come into contact with opioids and opioid overdoses often. So they say carrying Narcan could save lives. Now, when police come across an overdose, they'll now be able to administer the life-saving drug before EMS arrives on scene. They say the move will also protect police who get stuck by needles. According to EPD, on average, more than 4 officers a year get stuck by hypodermic needles. They say there have been 2 incidents of officers being stuck just in the last 30 days.
Also in Eureka, a man arrested for shooting a gun off his roof. Just check out this photo sent to us by Crystal Porter, who says she took this picture of the incident yesterday afternoon. Eureka police say they were called out to Wabash and A Streets, where they got a report of a man standing on a roof with a guitar. Well, that caller then updating dispatch saying it was actually a rifle. Officers finding 2 guys there who they say were shooting rodents in their yard. That's what they told police, with a pellet rifle. Police say both were warned and educated about the dangers of reckless shooting, but when police checked, they say 19-year-old Jonathan Ponce had an arrest warrant. He was booked into jail.
And in more Eureka news, check out these photos right here just coming into our newsroom. These were sent to us by Chad Michael Schneider. He tells us he took these just after 2:30 this afternoon. He says a car crashing into Lolita Bakery, and that is on Church Street. Now, it's unclear exactly what led to this. We're still waiting to hear back from CHP.
Scary moments last night near 4th and A Streets in Eureka, where a crash sent a man to the hospital with major injuries. This is what it looked like around 10 last night. Police tell us that man possibly walking in front of that oncoming car, but they say they're still investigating. They say the driver was found not to be under the influence of alcohol or drugs. At last check, police say the pedestrian is expected to survive.
All right, let's take it down south now. A man convicted of killing and mutilating 25 men in California has died in prison. Officials say Juan Corona died today of natural causes. Now, he was serving 25 life sentences at a state penitentiary in Corcoran. He had been there since 1992. Now, Corona was convicted of killing and mutilating 25 farm workers. For a time, it was the deadliest rampage in U.S. history. He was 85 years old.
Back up to the Bay Area, 3,000 teachers and staff in Oakland were back in classrooms today after a strike. Oakland's teachers union reached a tentative agreement with the school district last night, ending the 7-day strike. The deal gives teachers more pay and benefits, including an 11% raise and a one-time bonus. The agreement also keeps the district from going bankrupt and offers smaller classes and staff workloads. The contract runs through 2021 and was supported by 58% of teachers and staff.
Moving now to severe weather, officials in Sonoma County preparing to open an assistance center to help those affected by that flooding.
As Dan Kerman reports, the recovery process is going to take a lot of people and a lot of help.
Sunday morning, Sonoma County officials prepared to open a local assistance center for flood victims at the old Bank of America building on Main Street in Guerneville.
The local assistance center is meant to be a one-stop shop for all your government and nonprofit services when you're in time of a disaster.
Officials say this will really streamline the process for many who have to make repairs.
You can get a permit right here in Guerneville without driving all the way to Santa Rosa to start work on your house and start rebuilding your property.
That's good news for a lot of locals.
We got about 4.5 feet of water in there. We're right on the river, and lost most of our furniture and everything, and we were able to get out a lot of our personal possessions, but furniture and appliances and all that stuff are pretty much shot. So we'll be taking everything out and replacing the walls halfway up.
And the assistance center will also offer services unrelated to rebuilding.
You're going to be able to apply right here for food stamps without going all the way to Sonoma. You're going to be able to talk to our behavioral health folks if you need some counseling. You're going to be able to talk to our Community Development Commission if you need some help with finding housing and housing assistance. You can talk to the DMV. You can talk to the Contractor State Licensing Board without having to drive all over town and, most importantly, all the way to Santa Rosa.
And that recovery process is going to take a lot of people and a lot of help.
Now we're hearing that flooding from the Russian River caused $155 million in damage. A huge part of Highway 101 getting a makeover, and work has already hit the pavement.
That's right. Coming up on North Coast News, we'll tell you what Caltrans has planned and where.
And action taken against the Trump administration's family planning rule. What it could mean for birth control in California.
Plus, I hope we all enjoyed that sunny weekend. How's your week weather going to look like, though? What is it going to look like? Will the sun continue, or will we see some unfortunate showers coming on into the North Coast? Our first alert forecaster, Jeff Andrews, will have more coming up in less than 2 minutes. The time is 6:08. I'm Dylan Brown.
I'm Nazy Javid. This is North Coast News.
As winter approaches and you prepare to battle the elements, don't forget about your car or truck. Shell fuels reduce engine wear. With every gallon, Shell V-Power Nitro Plus gives you the best total engine protection you can get during these challenging months. Don't forget to use your fuel rewards card that allows you to get the best fuel at unbelievable prices. We have members that pay as little as 11 cents a gallon on a 20-gallon fill-up. So when you need fuel, think Shell, the right choice for you and your car.
Here at More Sleep World, how you sleep matters more to us than it might even matter to you. Sleep is so critical to your overall health and wellness. With the most diverse showrooms in the area, we have a bed for everybody. Beds for kids and college students, beds for the guest room, or a new luxury bed with an adjustable base for yourself. Come into any of our 4 store locations or visit us online. Sweet dreams, Humboldt County. For more Sleep World in Eureka, Arcata, Fortuna, and McKinleyville.
Pain cream. Honey, you smell just like my Walter used to.
Don't smell like Walter. Aspercream is odor-free for maximum pain relief without that Walter smell. Aspercream. No pain, no odor.
Fact is, every insurance company hopes you drive safely. But Allstate actually helps you drive safely with DriveWise. It lets you know when you go too fast and brake too hard. With feedback to help you drive safer, giving you the power to actually lower your cost. Unfortunately, you can't do anything about that. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Your brain changes as you get older, but Prevagen helps your brain with an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Hi, good evening. Glad you're with us. Looking out over the Pacific, you can kind of tell we have an active week ahead. You can see 3 low-pressure systems here. This is the one of interest. At a certain point, probably like on Wednesday, they're all going to kind of join. I'll get to that in a second. We're seeing a lot of cloud cover right now, but mainly quiet. And that's the way it's going to remain tonight, the overnight, and as we start our Tuesday. Now, look here. Tuesday morning, about 7:30, we can start to see the rainfall moving into the north coast. And by the middle part of the day, we're getting wet. Tuesday afternoon, pretty widespread precipitation. I'm going to say moderate at times, too. We get into it later on Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning, same situation, still pretty wet. But as we go through the day on Wednesday, you can see it becomes more scattered. We won't be dry by the afternoon hours. Some places are still going to see some rainfall Wednesday afternoon, but we're seeing just cloud cover in some spots, too. As I said, more widespread. Here's a look at Thursday. We're seeing cloud cover to start the day, but some locations are going to be wet on Thursday, but not a real wet day. Lingering showers, all right? We get into Friday. This could be our break, could be our dry day. It's still a little early to tell. Here's Friday morning around 7:30. We're tracking lots of sunshine at that point and very widely scattered. We see pockets of showers, though, but I think Friday, you know, as we look, 7 o'clock, getting ready for the weekend, actually it looks pretty good at that point. Rainfall totals over this next system here. Check this out. So it's not particularly wet. Eureka, Arcata, about 1 inch of rain or so. You go further north towards Crescent City, about 3/4 of an inch. Over the next week, now this kind of verifies that we're looking at 1 inch or 2 of rain, give or take, more or less, I should say, to the north. The winds aren't going to be all that bad either for the first part of Tuesday, okay? These are sustained winds we're talking about from the southeast, probably 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, as we get into Tuesday night, you can see across the North State, the winds are picking up. We're seeing a lot of dark blue. Now that transcends when we start looking at our wind gusts here. Not bad tomorrow morning, but we get into the later hours tomorrow night. We're seeing gusts towards Eureka, close to 40 miles an hour. Further north, not so bad. Wednesday morning, rather, see a much better situation. The winds calm down. All right, here's your marine forecast. Low tide at 5:05 tomorrow morning at 2.5 feet. High tide close to midnight tonight at 6.1 feet. The winds northeast 5 to 10 knots. Waves north at 5 feet. Period at 5 seconds. Your forecast for tomorrow: under cloudy skies with rain for some locations. 54 for Fortuna, Shelter Cove 52. You move in a little bit to the inland. Garberville with a high of 55. Willow Creek with a high of 56. Now the snow levels are going to be down to around 3,000 feet. So some of the interior areas may see some rain mixed with snow at various portions of their Tuesday and also on Wednesday, more than likely on Wednesday. All right, let's move up the coast here a bit. Crescent City 49, Oric, McKinleyville, and Eureka. Oric and McKinleyville, rather, with highs of 51, 55 Eureka. Further to the interior, the inland, Orleans with a high of 59. All right, here's your 7-day forecast at the coast. A overall wet week, but not tremendously wet. We have rain chances most days, okay? Tuesday, Wednesday, the wettest days. The showers tend to linger as we go into Thursday and Friday. Look decent as we get towards the weekend. All right, here's a quick look at your 7-day forecast inland.
Tickets are on sale now for the 34th annual HSU Athletics Celebrity Dinner and Sports Auction. The event, which raises money for student-athlete scholarships, will take place at the Sequoia Conference Center Saturday, April 6th. This year's keynote speaker is former San Francisco 49ers linebacker and four-time Super Bowl champion Keenan Turner. Tickets are $100 a piece and can be ordered online at hsujax.com.
With the legendary power of real steel, projects happen easily. Achievements happen quickly. Real pride happens instantly. Right now, save $50 on HS45 hedge trimmers. Battery-powered gas trimmers start at only $129.95. This season, make it happen at your local Steel dealer. Search STIHL or visit steeldealers.com.
Nazy, Javid with NEWSCAST News. I'm just arriving on scene of a two-alarm fire here in Eureka.
The confirmed details from Eureka Police Chief Steve Watson was that there was a reported possibly stabbing. Now, we got out here a little after 10.
This portion of the news sponsored by McRae's Subaru.
Holistically, when you look at the 6 projects, PEDs, bikes, and vehicles are all equally considered in the improvements that we're making.
The part of Highway 101 that runs through Eureka getting a major upgrade. It's a big project on a notorious stretch of highway.
And we wanted to know how it's going to make the 101 safer and what all it's going to cost. Here's ABC 23's Andy Krause with the story.
Improvements are coming to a major portion of the US 101 highway that stretches through Eureka's city limits.
The focus of these 6 projects are collision reduction, relieving congestion on 101 in Eureka, as well as improving the mobility and safety for all users, both motorized and non-motorized, such as PEDs and bikes.
Pimentel says the improvements fall under a wide range of categories, including sidewalk infill and curb and ramp driveway replacement to fulfill ADA compliance, along with traffic calming features like the installation of new stoplights.
With regards to safety, we have our collision data, and when that data is showing that we have collision concentrations or issues at certain locations, that most often will trigger a safety project.
Pimentel says about $23 million are being invested in the capital construction costs across the 6 different projects.
The funding for these projects, 6 projects in total, is coming from our SHOP program, which is the State Highway Operation and Protection Program. And the money is coming out various years between now, 2019, with a project that we currently have just starting construction, out through 2022, when our last project of these 6 projects will start.
Pimentel says that first project just got underway with vegetation removal at the Hawthorne and Broadway intersection.
That is our Wabash Fairfield Safety Project. There'll be a new signal at Hawthorne, and we'll be reconfiguring the Wabash Fairfield intersection to improve the operations of that intersection.
And Pimentel says this amount of money being put toward this kind of project in Humboldt is nothing to take lightly.
A lot of transportation dollars are awarded based on population and traffic volumes, and here in our area it's smaller. We don't have the big volumes, so a lot of what we are able to get is safety dollars, mobility dollars with ADA, and so I think it's a real positive thing for the community that $23 million is being invested in 101 in a very short segment.
All right, thank you for that report, Andy. Now, Pimentel expects the final of the 6 projects to be completed sometime during 2023.
On top of that big project in Eureka, Caltrans also has their hands full with rock and mudslides. We checked on the status of a few problem areas on the North Coast. First, the newest, this slide in Mendocino County causing delays on Highway 1. You can see the mess. Trees and dirt covering that roadway. Caltrans says one-way traffic control is in place on the stretch of highway just south of Rockport.
Also in Mendocino County, that problematic slide area near Leggett could be getting a faster fix. Caltrans tells us a $5 million emergency contract was authorized last Friday. They say securing funding and contractors will help get that recovery process moving. Now, Caltrans says crews are monitoring the area 24/7, and the next step, they say, is stabilizing the hillside, which they hope will start Wednesday. One-way traffic control is in effect for the foreseeable future.
Moving north to that slide area near Last Chance Grade in Delnor County, Caltrans says the rock and mudslide is still active. They say the weather changing, getting warmer and drier is actually causing the slide to get worse and even more material to crumble down off that hillside. Officials say they're keeping an eye on the area, but one-way traffic control is still in place, so expect delays there.
And still ahead on North Coast News, the Trump administration is getting sued again. A controversial topic impacting millions. That's coming up. Stay with us.
This is the ocean.
Oh, let's swim together in the water, clear and clean. It makes
Just listen.
us feel better.
There's so much we want to show her. We needed a car that would last long enough to see it all.
Subaru Outback. 98% are still on the road after 10 years.
Stop by today and check out what's new from Subaru. Craig Subaru, 5th and O, Eureka.
It's that time of year when you can turn your tax refund into new furniture and appliances during Burns tax season sale. Choose your new living room group from styles ranging from traditional to contemporary. During our sale, refurnish your bedroom and select your new dining set from our vast selection. Burns Mattress Showroom features Serta iComfort, Spring Air, and Chatham & Wells for your comfort. Burns has it all under one roof with 4 big floors of furniture and appliances at 5th and G Streets in downtown Eureka.
For 50 years, Cracker Barrel has been making folks feel right at home with meals like home-style country fried steak, Grandma's Sampler, and our signature chicken and dumplings. So come on home to what you love. Come on home to Cracker Barrel.
Too good to let go. Get 2 for $2 egg and cheese wraps, 2 for $4 bagels with cream cheese spread, and 2 for $5 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants with Dunkin' Go-Tos. America runs on Dunkin'.
The Doctors. Weekdays on ABC 23.
The state of California is suing the Trump administration over proposed changes to what's known as Title X, a family planning program.
Since it was established in 1970, the program has provided birth control and other reproductive health care services to millions of low-income people each year. But under a new rule, clinics will only be eligible for Title X funding if they don't perform abortions or suggest where a patient can get one.
Yeah, and California Attorney General Javier Becerra, Senate President Pro Tem Tony Atkins, and the Legislative Women's Caucus, plus healthcare providers, held a press conference today to announce the lawsuit.
And let's be clear, this isn't about abortion. Title X funds cannot be used on abortion. No, this is about politics and pushing away organizations like Planned Parenthood.
At least 20 other states also expect to file lawsuits.
To national politics now. Tonight, an investigation launched by Democrats into President Trump's campaign, businesses, and administration.
Our national correspondent, Michelle Macaluso, is in Washington with the details.
With Democrats in charge of the House, they have the power to steer the direction of investigations. About a half dozen committees are expanding their probes into President Trump. Monday, House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler is demanding to see documents from more than 60 people with ties to the president, including people at the Justice Department, Donald Trump Jr., and Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg.
To begin the investigations, to present the case to American people about obstruction of justice, corruption, and abuse of power.
Nadler believes President Trump obstructed justice, but he and other Democrats are avoiding any talks about impeachment. Republican Senator John Kennedy says that's all because of the 2020 elections, and Democrats don't want to overplay their hand.
For those of my Democratic friends who are in bad faith, who are just doing this for politics, I think the only reason stopping them from trying to impeach the president, whether they have a basis to do it or not, is because they're worried about a backlash from the American people.
Matt Dallek, political science professor at George Washington University, says most Democrats are holding back on talks about impeachment because they're aware of the political dangers.
It's a tough line for them to walk, but I think that, so far at least, they seem to be doing it credibly and thoughtfully. Now, the question is, which committees do it and what do they investigate?
These congressional investigations are separate from special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia probe. That investigation, according to reports, is winding down, and that could determine the next steps for Democrats. On Capitol Hill, I'm Michelle Macaluso.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back with your headlines, county by county.
Dispatch has a big crash on I-5. Can you check it out?
People headed to work this morning are going to want to avoid this area. Both northbound lanes of Interstate 5 are...
Here from the First Alert Weather Center, and I am tracking the next storm system. Could bring us a potential for some flooding, 50-mile-an-hour gust winds.
Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak. I'm Kelly Som. We begin with breaking news. A major crash is blocking traffic on Interstate 5.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr.
Make a Sherry Heights run this February and March, and you could drive away in a brand new Chevy Camaro. We're ramping up the action to our birthday with cash and gas card giveaways every weekend, leading up to our grand prize drawing on Friday, March 29th at 10 p.m. Prefer cold hard cash? Winner can select a cash buyout in lieu of the car. This option is only available at the Heights. More entertainment, more fun, more winning. Visit sherryheights.com for all the details. 5 minutes off the 101 in beautiful Trinidad.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr.
Dear humans, this is an adoption campaign, but it's not for me, or Mr. Buttons, or Frank over there. It's for you, humans. This is a call to humans to adopt our movement, to adopt our cause.
This isn't just about saving one of us.
It's about saving all of us.
Nearly 4,100 lives every single day.
It's about support for every one of us four, and sometimes not four-legged best friends waiting to meet a best friend of our own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge.
Shelter by shelter. City by city.
We can make this entire country no-kill. Join us. Together we can save them all.
Weekdays on ABC 23.
And welcome back. Here are today's headlines, county by county.
We start in Humboldt County, where two little brave girls were found safe after the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office says they were missing for 44 hours in the wilderness in the Benbow area of Humboldt County. Officials say Leah and her sister Caroline, Leah's 8, Caroline 5, were found in the woods in southern Humboldt. Those girls are at home tonight, safe with their parents. If you'd like to watch their first interview, we've got the raw footage up of their first interview since that dramatic rescue. You can find that if you head over to our Facebook page.
And we take it to Del Norte County now. Family and friends of Emily Hughes held a memorial service for her over the weekend in Crescent City. Now, according to the Del Norte County Sheriff's Office, Hughes was killed sometime around Christmas last year. Her body was found in February. The only suspect, her estranged husband, who was arrested and charged with that murder. She leaves behind 3 young children who the family tells us are now with a caregiver.
And in Mendocino County, Caltrans has secured a $5 million contract they say will help speed up the recovery in that major slide area just north of Leggett. The highway there is down to one-way traffic control.
All right, well, that's all for us here at North Coast News. Remember to head over to our Facebook page, North Coast News TV, and follow us at all times. We've got that updating news and weather. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to stay updated with your local news and weather.
Yeah, that's right. It's at Dylan Brown and at Nazy Javid. I actually have that raw footage of those 2 girls who were rescued in that dramatic rescue yesterday. We've been there all weekend monitoring the situation. A happy ending to a very frightening story.
Yes.
Right. We're very happy to hear that. But you can watch that full interview on our Facebook page. Thanks for being here. We'll see you again at 10 and 11.
I appreciate you.
Good night, North Coast.
You can clearly see this is not a